Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for this is going to be for the rest of the year, the rest of 2024. You start off with this temptation card. It says, what is tempting you at this moment may not be a wise choice. You have this make your mark. It says, stick to a decision and don't allow any outside forces to sway you. And so I think you are making your mark on the world. I think the first part of 2024 was all about kind of like changes that you're making to, how you present yourself or even like your messaging, right? It's like you don't have to have a social media following to have a message, right? It's like we communicate with everyone around us with, in many different ways. And I think that's kind of like your identity has almost shifted at the beginning of the year, or maybe, if it hasn't shifted, I think that it could be something that you have thought about, like how your identity is different, or, maybe how you want to present yourself to the world has changed in a big way. And I kind of feel like the end of the year here is where you are maybe really taking some bigger risks, or you are showing the world who you are now. And we literally have the sun. So the sun shines the light on you when it shows up in your reading, and it gives you a lot of attention. And here you are right here. So I think that for a lot of you, you literally are kind of like making your mark in the world. You have the devil. I kind of feel like some of you have become enlightened as to like a devil in your life. The devil could be anything. It could be a person, a place, or a thing. And the devil I just look at as an energy vampire, something that steals energy from you. And it could be anything. It could be a habit. It could be something that you believe, whatever. And the Nine of Swords would represent kind of like repeating a mistake. But the sun kind of says that the devil is being exposed in your life. So again, it's not really the devil, but it's something that maybe steals energy from you. And I think that you are realizing like what that is so that you can avoid it. You have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups, of course, can represent fulfillment or wish fulfillment, and I do feel it would be a good time for you to make a wish, especially in regards to work, because I feel that going up to the Ten of Wands, that it's saying that you have put a lot of work into the things that you've been working on, and it's like you're wishing for a better result. I kind of feel that your solution is actually the Knight of Pentacles here. The Knight of Pentacles could say that there is a different way to do the work that you're doing, or you could be investing in like new forms of work. And I feel like whatever new things you're thinking about trying in work and business, in your career, or even if you're retired, you still probably do things around the house. There's probably better ways of doing it. And I feel like that's what the Knight of Pentacles is saying. You have the King of Swords here. And again, I definitely get the feeling that some of you are leaving something behind here. It could be a person. Some of you could be going through divorce as well, because King of Swords can represent law and order. Nine of Swords is just a pain in the ass situation, right? It doesn't matter what side you're on in a divorce. It sucks both ways. So, I think divorce just sucks. And, if you're going through that, this could be you healing from it in the future. Three of Swords really is a card of forgiveness and forgiving the person or the past or whatever. With the Three of Swords, we don't have to forgive a person directly. We're just forgiving the situation in our heart. And so I kind of feel like this is saying that you're getting ready to go through a healing. With the Devil card, can't make this up. You have the Justice card, so there will be justice. If you are dealing with like a devil person or a toxic person in a legal matter, I do see you moving forward from this. And this could be something that's coming to an end this year. So, if you're wondering like when is this situation going to end, I do get the feeling that you're ready for a new beginning with the Knight of Pentacles. So that would really tell me that whatever this is kind of coming to an end. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Star. Love it. You have the Sun and the Star. The Sun and the Star together in a reading is like fame and fortune. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to become famous, but, it's really good for getting attention on yourself. It's really good for standing out. And we already said that at the beginning of the at the beginning of the reading, that you are standing out in the world, or you are about to stand out in the world, probably because of the changes that you're making. With the King of Swords, you have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I would try not to like hold on to something that's happening to you. I know it's hard, like especially, if you're going through something difficult or a legal matter or a divorce or a breakup or a separation, whatever this is here. The Four of Pentacles is kind of like holding on too tightly to something that needs to be released. And I'm not saying you're holding on to the person either. It's like maybe you totally would never go back to the person. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like maybe there is some resentment or, maybe there's some sort of other feeling that you're kind of holding on to the situation. And I feel like the sun and the star is really saying there's so many amazing things for you to look forward to. And, I would just change your focus to the positive, right? You have this Inspire card and this Ponder card, and you're in the Minnow Pond, right? That card kind of looks like the Minnow Pond logo. So same color too, which is crazy. But, I think that for a lot of you, it's time to dream. It's time to imagine what an inspired life would look like, or time to imagine how you can inspire more people in the world. And so I think it would be an amazing time for you to do that with this energy. And I feel it's time for you to dream big. Again, whenever I have the sun and the star, I definitely feel it's time for you to dream big. You have the Ten of Wands. I feel like you have been doing a lot. I'm pretty sure I've said this to you before in the past that, you probably do have a lot of big dreams. With that Ponder card, you probably have been pondering and dreaming how you can move closer to your dream life and everything. I just feel like you've had a lot to do that has kind of gotten in the way of something. Also with the Devil, it kind of reminds me of like creating a prison for yourself. Like sometimes I think in like work or business, we can create a situation where it's almost like something becomes a prison because it's like maybe to maintain a standard we have to do too much work, right? And I kind of get that feeling here with the Ten of Wands. I feel it's saying, how can you do less work? So if you have a business that you feel like has become a prison, or if you have a career that has become a prison, I feel like the Ten of Wands is saying, number one, you're coming to the end of a long journey. But number two, how can you make things more efficient? Are there better ways of doing things? Have you overpromised when you shouldn't have, right? And I kind of get that feeling on the Ten of Wands, where it's like saying, where have you overpromised? Where can you still deliver without having to burn yourself out? And I definitely feel like some of you are either close to burnout or you already have burned out with the Nine of Swords. And again, I just think that really all you need to do to fix this situation is a little bit of correction, right? A little bit of finding more efficient ways to do whatever you're doing, and that will probably get you out of this negative cycle. I'm really not even worried about this because we have the sun right here. And so the sun makes the whole entire reading more positive. The sun also, again, tries to capture our attention. The sun shines a spotlight on things that we need to pay attention to in our lives. And we go right over to the Six of Cups. So I feel like this is saying, how can you make something more playful or more fun or more lighthearted? The Fool also says how, he has a very lighthearted energy. It's like, how can you make something more fun? So maybe you need to take your business in a new direction, or maybe you need to do things that are more fun and enjoyable for you. And if you do that, I think you will have more fun and things will be better. The Fool also says that you probably need to leap in this direction. The Knight of Pentacles already knows that he needs to do something. He's the only knight in the tarot that isn't making a move, but he has these empty fields behind him, and if he plants seeds in those empty fields, they will grow. So there's clearly something new. Can't make this up. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Six of Cups, so we go Six of Cups down to the Six of Cups. I think that embracing your inner child, like if something has become, too routine or too mundane, or if something in your life has become too boring, I think it's time to put a little bit more fun, a little bit more razzle-dazzle in whatever you're doing, right? And try to tap into your inner child. The Six of Cups says when you make something more fun, it becomes much more fun. So, that's what I would do. With the Nine of Swords, yes, I'm not even worried about it. Four of Swords, it's like you're healing from whatever this is. I knew that this Three of Swords was really talking about you healing or healing through something. So the Three of Swords, Three of Swords, I think a lot of people look at it as heartbreak, and sure, it could absolutely represent you going through a heartbreak, but it is really a card of healing. It is a card of forgiveness. It says you need to forgive the past. That's what the card means. So, or you need to forgive yourself, right? Take it how it resonates. And I think that a lot of you are going through that healing. With the Fool card, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Yes, basically everything I just said. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is the amount of work that you're putting into something, is it worth it, or is it too complicated? Or, are you not getting enough out of it? Or could you get more out of it as well? It's like, I think that, a lot of you could probably maybe even get more out of the things that you are offering to the world by, breaking them down further or whatever. I don't really have a good example for you other than, I will tell you, it's like I've been working on my startup, DENT Makers, right? And now, I have a bunch of people in there and going through the stuff, and I've had a bunch of people tell me that, like, that just one section could be like an entire course, right? Like one section of what I've created, and I've created a billion sections in that thing. So what I would say is, like, sometimes I think we overestimate like what we need to deliver. And like I said, I'm not trying to talk about myself here, but it's kind of like a realization that I've had that I could break things down and get more juice out of the work that I've already done just by breaking them down into easier bite-sized pieces. And I'm telling you this because I feel like you could do that, especially if you have a business or if you're on YouTube. It's like maybe you need to kind of like break things down farther, or kind of focus on smaller aspects of whatever you're doing. I think it will be much more worth it. And also, I think you need to not stress yourself out with this energy. The other funny thing about the Seven of Pentacles is that he has already grown something on the Seven of Pentacles. And then we go up to the Knight of Pentacles. It's like you are ready to grow something new. And I really feel that's what this reading is saying. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Medusa card. It says, jealousy leads to downfall. You have this Queen card. It says, love and prosperity. I think you need to change your focus to love and prosperity. Sun in the star in your reading, right? I think that you should avoid jealous people as well. We have Mars going retrograde at the end of the year. And I always say Mars retrograde is always kind of weird. It can bring out people who are jealous or haters or whatever. I would just completely ignore it, and I would focus on love and prosperity. You have the Three of Swords, the Hermit, and the Sun. The Three of Swords is something that you need to forgive in your life. Again, the Three of Swords is about removing those swords from your own heart so that you can have, or so you can have, or so that you can get something that you desire. And I feel for a lot of you, the Three of Swords is just simply saying, forgiving a past situation or forgiving something that happened in your life will really move you forward. You have the Hermit. The Hermit is you, of course. Whenever you show up as yourself, this puts you in a position of power and strength, really allows you to get what you want from the reading. So I feel for a lot of you are just showing up as present in the reading. One thing I will say about the Hermit is I do feel the end of the year is a great time to socialize. So, don't stay stuck in Hermit mode. Make sure you're getting out there, having fun, take advantage of things. It's kind of funny as well because, I almost feel like you're not going to want to do things, right? Maybe you just want to stay home. But I would really encourage you to take advantage of any social opportunities, even if you don't really feel like going out. I think it's one of those things where, at the end of the year, the energy is kind of like you might think that you don't want to go out, but then you do and you have a great time. Or, maybe your friend invites you to go do something and it's like you kind of don't want to do it, but then you do it and you're glad that you did. So I get that feeling on the Hermit where it's really saying that if you do the things that you think you don't want to do, it's like, it's not that you don't really want to do them. You're just like, I could watch this Netflix series instead. But if you do stuff, I think you'll have fun. You have the Sun. The sun is shining on you. The sun wants you to pay attention to the sun. The sun is shining a light on things. The sun represents your inner child, and the whole entire reading is kind of saying your inner child ideas, the ideas that are like less serious, more playful, more fun. Those are going to be the things that lead to a lot of success. With the Three of Swords, are you kidding? You have the sun. There you go. So that would say that you are healing, that you are overcoming, whatever has happened. With the Hermit, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is about building and leaving a legacy, or building something significant or something that could lead to a lot of joy and happiness in your life. So I feel like the Ten of Pentacles is encouraging you to create the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is probably something that we all work on for our entire lives. We don't just get the Ten of Pentacles. We have to work on this to make it happen. The Ten of Pentacles can also represent like hidden or secret information. And so there's a couple ways to read the Ten of Pentacles, but one way is that this guy is a beggar, the old guy, and he's coming and he's bringing this family a gift. So he represents someone who has something to give, but who doesn't have anything to give. So it represents like hidden or secret information, or it can represent receiving information from an unlikely source. I think, this could have to do with socializing. It's like sometimes I think we don't even realize how socializing can bring answers to us, right? It's like, I always tell a story. I was stuck for like 4.5 years of my life. I did nothing. I was punishing myself as well. I refused to go out. I refused to spend time with friends because I was like, no, I need to make these things in my life successful. And I was basically punishing myself. But I didn't get any answers during that time. Nothing came to me during that time, right? And it wasn't until I started socializing that, when you socialize, you're not really thinking about your problems. You're like socializing, and then all the answers started coming to me because I wasn't like focused on forcing things to work in my life. So I kind of get that feeling here with the Hermit. With the Sun, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands says you're very attractive at this time, definitely. So you have the Sun and the Star. Both of these cards kind of say that you are glowing at this time. And so if there's not like a ton of love in this reading, but that doesn't mean you won't have it. And I feel like it's saying if you do want love, then socialize. Get out of the house, right? Virgo, go meet new people. Go put yourself out there. You have to get attention. You have this Moonrise card. It says cleansing on it. This is coming up in the area of the good stuff. You have the moon's wisdom. It says take the lead. So I think you are kind of taking the lead in your own life. And you could be focused on healing, cleansing. I also feel the whole entire reading is kind of talking about your identity and who you are. And like I said, I think there is a change in your identity that is kind of coming out here, like the way that you present yourself to the world. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is coming up in the good stuff. So it would kind of say that you are making progress on growing new things in your life. And I do feel progress on the Knight of Pentacles. I think it's been a little bit of a slow journey for you. Things have taken time and it hasn't always been easy, but now you're finally moving forward. You have the King of Cups. I feel like the King of Cups is saying you're more connected. The King of Cups is all about being more connected to your emotions. He's sitting in the middle of the ocean, and it just represents the fact that he is connected to his deep emotions, and he's sitting in choppy waters. But the thing about the King of Cups is he doesn't care. He is in choppy waters, but it doesn't matter to him what's going on around him. He's focused on, his emotional connection to things. If something feels right, he does it. He doesn't care, what's going on around him. If something feels wrong, he avoids it, and he doesn't do it. So I think being connected to your emotions and your feelings on things would obviously be a very good thing for you at this time. You have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is that childlike energy and tapping into your inner child. So I feel for a lot of you that it would be an amazing time for you to have fun, to reconnect with your inner child, do things that make you feel more playful, childlike, fun, all that other stuff. I also feel there's like a need to remove yourself from a prison. Like I said, not a real prison, but if you have created a prison for yourself where you're having to work 12 hours a day, it's like, what can you do to delegate, or what can you do to make things more efficient and easier so you can get away from that prison that you have created? And I feel like the Six of Cups is going to help you do that. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty, or good things coming in after a difficult period of time. So I feel that for you. If you want love, there definitely could be a person who is coming in for you that wants to have a family. This is happy home, happy family. So you could be attracting a type of person that really wants like the whole package, right? I love these two cards when they come up together like this, Ten of Pentacles and Ten of Cups. That really kind of represents having it all. With the King of Cups, you have the World. The World would be like a big accomplishment, or you accomplishing more in your journey or in your life. So you could be having a big accomplishment at this time. I also think it could be an amazing time for those of you that travel, or if you want to travel, or if you want to go have new experiences, could be great for that. And with the Six of Cups, you have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is about not being too rigid in your thinking. Two of Swords, she's trying to protect her heart. She's thinking this or that, but there's this new island behind her. And this would represent kind of like seeing another way of doing things. The other thing that I will say is that we talked about like some of you could be going through a divorce or a separation or something similar to that. The Two of Swords is the card of mediation. So some of you actually could be finding a favorable outcome, like if you are getting a divorce or if you're going through something like that. You have this inheritance card. You also have the Ten of Pentacles, which is also the card of inheritance. So if you're waiting for an inheritance or if you're getting an inheritance, this could represent that. Again, you could also be inheriting like an idea with the Ten of Pentacles. So I would pay attention to any inspirations that you're receiving. You have this Principle card. This card comes up a lot, and I think we are definitely in a time where people are focusing on their principles, like what they believe is right or wrong in life. And again, remember what I said about your identity. You could be showing people your identity by sticking up for your morals, your ethics, things like that. And, again, this could piss some people off. But again, you are who you are, so I don't think you should hide it either. You have this excitement card. Sun and the star is like inspiration, excitement, good things coming in for you for sure. You have this empathy card. I do feel like if you want love, again, you could be attracting a person. King of Cups has a ton of empathy, so you could be attracting a person who does have a lot of empathy. Kind of like the funny thing I get about this is that, like some of the things this person does might not seem empathetic, right? But it's like, I think empathy has been like bastardized, right? It's like empathy isn't necessarily helping a person. It's like, I think that this person has a good understanding of like balanced empathy, where it's like you can help a person to a certain point in life, but at a certain point you're also crippling the person by helping them too much. So it's like, and kind of a weird message. Like, yes, I get that. But it's like, sometimes I think people think that empathy is just helping and helping and helping and helping and helping, but really you're not, right? This person understands like true empathy, right? And finally, you have this resourcefulness card. Yep, really, it wouldn't be a 2024 reading if there wasn't a card about resourcefulness. So, I think that being resourceful is a good idea at this time. But this looks really good here, Virgo. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.